NW 1218 in 1987 on a trip from Cincinnati, Ohio to Danville, Kentucky. With a Class A 1218. A locomotive that was good at hauling passengers as long as coal, which it was designed to take, run through the mountains with on long coal drags. We're backing into at the Ludlow Yards, getting ready to make today's run on September the 12th. Steam engines backing off of the display tracks in the servicing area from the night before, getting ready to make today's run to Danville, Kentucky. As you can see, the people turned out to see this large locomotive. Once in a lifetime. They filled the yards and filmed all day long. And you can see the coal burner is putting out the smoke today. We're at the photo run by. This is a standard procedure on the trips at the Norfolk Southern and Southern ran over the years. As you see, people are lining up to get a photo of the engine as it runs past them. Here she comes. The train consisted of 25 coaches today, and it was a sellout, with people putting their names on a waiting list that morning, so if somebody canceled that they could take their place. There's the dome, full-length dome, and the observation. Those three coaches were for the premium service. For food service was provided to the passengers and amenities on the premium class service that was provided on the trips. There's the rounded observation, and backing up, they pick up the people here at the photo run by. Here you're getting a good shot of the drivers on the Class A 2664. The locomotive was built in 1943 in the Roanoke shops for heavy freight service on the coal drags. Class A's were one-of-a-kind engine, and they performed flawlessly over the years. Now we're making the rounds on a sweeping curve. This trip is being sponsored by the Bluegrass Limited from the Cincinnati Railroad Club. Both days were a sellout, and as stated before, a waiting list was held to pick up anybody that had dropped out and couldn't make the run. There was people waiting to take their place each day. Getting ready for the return trip to Ludlow Yards outside Cincinnati, Ohio from Danville, and here we are headed north at track speed. Notes the well-maintained right-of-way on the railroad. A passenger in the vestibule waving at somebody at the side of the track. There was people all along the right-of-ways. You can see that the passengers were waving at the people standing at trackside all the way. There we go across the trestle, across the ravine or a small creek, or notice the green vegetation of the area. There's some more people standing and watching the train. We're back at the Ludlow Yards. There's the bridge from the Ludlow Yards in Kentucky that takes you up to Cincinnati, Ohio, across the Ohio River. And the steam engine is turned in Cincinnati for the next day's run. As you can see, where the sun is starting to set, it's getting late in the day. We are back in Ludlow Yards, getting ready for the second day's run on September the 13th, 1987, for a repeat from yesterday's trip of going to Danville, Kentucky and return. There's some of the shop complex at Ludlow. in the yards there that the 1218 is passing. As you can see, the cylinder cocks are open to get rid of any water that's in the cylinder. If you don't do this, when the steam hits that water, it'll turn it to steam and the pressure will blow the heads off of the cylinders. It's a safety feature built into the steam locomotives. There's a good shots of the drivers on 1218. This is the same locomotive that went yesterday, the 2664, that was built in 1943 at the Rolling Up shops for the 1218 Class A. As you see, there was photographers all over the yards. We're headed, and there's a freight off to your right that we're holding the main here while they pass. The train with flats with a lot of trailers on it, a trailer train. We're starting to creep up toward the switch to get us up to follow them on in. Headed south. This is another photo run by, which is typical of every trip that's made for the passengers, where the steam engine's making a charge past the photo line. Cameras are clicking away. The train is still consisted of the 25 cars as it was yesterday. It's the same constant. There goes the dome, the full dome, and an observation of the premium class passengers. It was a sellout also, as all trips are, with food service and amenities for the passengers. At an extra cost, naturally, but it's well worth it. Steam engines backing up to take and reboard the passengers to head on into Danville. There you can see the crossing gates going up at the road that crosses the track here. Engine will go on down a little further on the line and then come forward. Gates going down, trains coming forward to pick up the passengers. We had good weather for this photo today. And the passengers took advantage of it. There you can see the trackside is full of the passengers that got their photographs. Headed toward Danville, and we're coming out of the siding onto the track headed to Danville. This is the north end of Danville, Kentucky yards. There's a freight approaching on the left, and the signals in the distance guarding the yards. The station and the yards is directly behind you here at Danville, Kentucky. You're getting to see the modern day and the old time locomotive, a passing of the new and the old. Steam engine will be moving forward, and then we'll be backing up to pick up the coaches to head north. Whoops.